I need some tea.
Yes, of course.
In fact, I need to change my sitting position for this.
Enjoy.
Okay. I'm talking about the average Cameroonian couple. You have to have, it's true. I'm a firm believer of the 70-30. Let the man do 70 and you do 30.
Guys, it's your girl Musi, the host of your favorite video podcast, Tea or Coffee with Musi. I'm so thrilled today because the guest we have here will give us hot gist, like she will spill the tea. So, the most beautiful, the most poised, the most eloquent, B. Fondufe, my girl. Welcome to Tea or Coffee with Musi.
Thank you, my spouse. I'm so happy to be here.
Spouse, that's how she calls me. So, I don't know, how do you feel being on this episode today?
I'm a little nervous because we have the cameras here, but that aside, I'm good.
Okay, okay. So, what, the cameras are scaring you? Or?
Sort of.
Okay, just talk as though the cameras are not here.
I'll try.
Okay, so would you give us like a brief presentation of yourself so that our viewers can know who you are from your perspective?
Regina B. Fondufe here. I'm a Libra. My blood type is O positive.
Is there details on it?
Oh no, I'm Regina B. Fondufe. I work at the national station of the CRTV. I'm AA, O positive.
Yeah. Like she's a spec on all levels. Even at the medical level,
yes,
spec.
I have to everybody has to know.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so B, we are so excited to have you. We're more excited for what's coming our way. So what do you care for, tea or coffee?
Tea, thank you.
That B is a tea girl.
I'm a tea girl forever.
And I'm a coffee girl any day, anytime. Do you want to convince me to get tea with you?
Girl, just do you.
Okay.
Tea, coffee, everything goes as long as it's hot.
Yeah. So see you in a few while we serve our beverages. Hi guys, we are back from our little tea or coffee break. So our girl Regina Cox.
That's my government name.
Yes, that's her government name. So she has taken tea. I hope the tea is to your taste.
Perfect.
And satisfaction.
Thank you.
Okay. And obviously, I took coffee, guys. So today we'll be talking about maintaining adult friendships amidst life's changes. So basically, we make friends while we are young and we kind of grow up together. But at a certain age or at a certain point in life, things change. And so we wonder, how can we maintain such friendships? So today, my girl is here for us to talk about, about this very juicy topic. And so I would like to know, what's your perception, like your general perception about this topic, maintaining your adult friendships amidst the changes that occur in life?
Okay, when I hear adult friendships, the first thing that comes to mind is the difficulties. The difficulties that come with maintaining adult friendships, because we are at a different point in our lives. We have people who, most of our friends have traveled, some are married, some are furthering their education. The dynamics have changed. We're now adults. And with the amount of things that we have to do, maneuvering friendships becomes very, very difficult. I say difficult because I may want to hang out with you, Musi, and you have to be at work. and this is my free day. I'm not going to be at work today, and maybe I have somebody to help me with the kids. So this day is suitable for me and it's not suitable for you. So we plan. I'm like, oh no, Musi, let's meet this Saturday. No, I'm like, okay, let's try next 2 weeks. That is why you see memes. You see memes where people say, when a group of friends decide finally go out, like go on a vacation, they're like we finally made it out of the group chat. Because as adults we have a lot of things happening in our lives.
Okay.
So whenever I hear the word adult friendships, the first thing that comes to mind is the difficulties when it comes to maintaining adult friendships.
Okay, so what you're saying basically is there are positive aspects, like you have the support and the support system and the tribe and everything, but it's the difficulties that constitute like the bone of contention.
Yeah.
Okay. So how have your friendships changed since you got married and started having children? Can you give us some specific examples?
Let me tell you something. I was one of the first people who got married in my friend group.
Wow, goals.
Please, no, let me explain. No, wait, not to sound like that. Which means I left the friend group and got into another stage in life. I had to become a wife. I had just started working, and then I got married, and within 3 months I was pregnant. So everything changed. My friends were having fun. I mean, they could hang out from time to time, but then I couldn't. And I felt hurt. I felt left out. It just felt like I wasn't enjoying myself anymore. And then, but the thing is, when I just got married, it was easy. I mean, we just got married and you could always chat with your friends, you could hang out because it's just you and your partner, you and your husband, no responsibilities. Then the children came. Then my first child came and I had to be a mother. And of course, you know, it's very difficult. It's very difficult being a mom and seeing everybody else having fun, your friends are hanging out. I swear I felt kind of left out.
Your friends are hanging out, their bodies are still banging. Childbirth has changed a lot of things in your whole existence and stuff.
I remember one night I just sat in bed and I was crying. I was like, wow, the clothes I used to wear before I had my first child. Nothing could size me anymore. You pick this dress to wear, the arms, the tummy. I was like, whoo, Regina, it don't bad. Yeah, it was hard.
Okay, it's really interesting to me because it's like, like the two opposing sides if it were a debate. Interestingly, when my friends get married, I give the space. Like, I tell myself, it's true there's a societal pressure where everybody tells you, oh, you're married now, what are you doing with single friends and all? But I tell myself you need the time to adapt to your new life. So if I don't get like a formal invitation into your life again, I would most likely stay out of it. But I think where I have it all wrong is that I don't communicate this I don't know, these changes with my friend. So if you don't tell me, maybe come to our house, we want to have dinner, even if we're eating every day, I'll hardly ever come to your house because I don't know what the dynamics are now. So it's quite interesting that I'm probably here, I should not say judging my friend or feeling like my friend has never invited me to come and have lunch with them. Meanwhile, on her own side, she's like, okay, so since I got married, you have kept me out of our friendship.
You know, there's something. When you get married, you're learning to stay with your husband in a space for the two of you. You're learning to get into a new family, to know your in-laws, to know how they function. And when I mean in-laws, I don't mean only your mother-in-law, like the immediate. I mean your husband's cousins, aunties and uncles. You are equally learning, quote and unquote, how to be somewhat responsible. You have to learn how to manage your home. You're a mother now, or you're a wife now, so you have to learn how to be a good manager. Girl, it is not easy. Whenever I watch podcasts or I just look at couples online and I see how they make they make marriage look easy. I ask myself, is it all for content, or is
it just me, or
is it that easy? I swear. I mean, you see people, I don't want to judge, but there is a way that the internet portrays relationships and marriages, and I somehow feel like it is misleading. That is why whenever I sit with people who aren't married yet and they're like, God when, I say, this is work.
It's not a God when kind of situation.
And no matter how prepared you are not prepared.
You have surprises.
You will have, you'll be like,
that's so every day.
This is really...
Don't be fooled by social media. They walk strong. It's strong.
And then, I mean, you're really, at some point, you feel like your friends, you are drifting away from your friends, and your friends are drifting away from you.
And it's not intentional. It's just the reality of it.
That is it. Unfortunately, I don't even know the word to use at this point. But you feel like, okay, let's take when we're in the university. Mm-hmm. There was time, spouse, and like, let's go, we plan. There were days that we'll just sit together in the evening and like, let's go somewhere this evening. You understand? But now, there are times that, you know what I did, or I used to do. I'll write things down in my notes. I'll say, oh, remember to text this person today. I started being like a grandmother. The things on my mind, I'm like, oh, you have to remember to text this person. This person's birthday is coming up. I have to remind myself to do these things. Or else you realize that you unintentionally drift away from people. And the way I understand things is not the same way that you understand things. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you earlier mentioned judging yourself or judging your friend. You understand? It just becomes a case of miscommunication and then pent up anger from somewhere. Like, so this person is not even thinking about me. Or you text, or like, well, I'm sorry, I'm busy now, I'll call you back. And life just passes by.
So what would you say is the place of cultural expectations in this whole dynamic?
Cultural expectations. Can we talk about the fact that a lot of times it is expected that when a woman gets married, she should drift away from her friends who are not married. Mm-hmm. That is one of the things that I used to hear growing up. Now that you're married, you should keep away from your single friends. You should understand that you're in a different place in your life, and sometimes your friends can lure you. I think that this is one of the main things, especially in our African context. You see an auntie who call you and she's like, somebody said that to me. After I got married, she pulled me aside once and she was like, things have changed now. I should know that me and my crazy friends that I used to have before marriage, I'm supposed to limit the friendships because... And I really did not understand her until today. I've not been able to understand what she was saying. And I may never be able to understand what
I'm interested in how you answered.
Honestly speaking, I just looked at her and I was like, because I did not know what to tell her.
Like, were you in a setup where you and your friends were doing crazy things, or?
Maybe it was just after the wedding. Maybe the way my friends and I were jumping and dancing, and that's what she had to say about it. So when I looked at her, in my mind, I was like, this woman is not serious. She's not serious at all. And believe me, I did not even take that advice from her. Because what's that? So what was she expecting? That I should just tell my friends, okay, I'm married, bye girls, bye. See you on the other side.
Talking of which, I saw a post.
Yeah.
Which said, when a woman is married, she should not hang around with her single friends. Like after the wedding day, her single friends cease to exist, basically. Aww. So somebody came and commented, and the person was like, on your post wedding day, when we have to sew ashwabi for 100K, when we have to buy shoe for so and so amount, when we have to pay for bridal shower, at that time people need us. But immediately after the wedding, you should cut us off. Right. We've heard. So that's the reality. But honestly, I don't blame anybody, because you have spoken about the cultural expectations. You have spoken about time management.
Yeah.
You have spoken about the realities. You have spoken about a lot of things, even not being married already, not having children, There are times when I cannot make out time to even see my friends.
Girl.
So there's some realities that just come up as you grow. There's some realities that, in fact, they do chook skin, like they insert themselves there. I was not preparing for this reality, but I cannot hang out with my friends and stuff. So what would you say about money management? Is it related to financial constraints, or is it really only about time management?
I need some tea.
Yes, of course. Because now your money has to probably pay part of the rent.
What flavor is this? Like peach. It's so nice. Let me tell you something. Girl. In fact, I need to change my sitting position for this.
Enjoy.
Okay. So you have, let me tell you. You know how when you don't have a lot of responsibilities, your money, you have to buy the latest shoe, the latest dress, everything. Then you get married. First of all, monogamy, joint property. You and your husband have to come together. I'm not talking about very, very, very rich, very, very, very rich couples. I'm talking about the average Cameroonian couple. You have to have, it's true. I'm a firm believer of the 70-30. Let the man do 70 and you do 30. Okay. But do something. Do something. Now you come together.
Especially if you have the means.
Especially if you have the means, yeah. So you come together and you put your finances down. And now you say, this is this, this is this. Problem number one. You cannot splurge. How dare you?
How?
You cannot? All right. Now, when the responsibilities are increasing, children, diapers, wipes. One of my friends had said, diapers na miongo. Because you're just buying. Now, we graduate from that stage and you get into the snack stage. Wow. You have to buy snacks in bulk or you buy every day. So with all of that, then you think about very little things that people will not really talk about. Oh, the toilet, something stuck in the toilet, you have to call a plumber. You're calling a plumber.
That was not in the budget.
That was not in the budget. Those are unforeseen circumstances. Oh, something is wrong with the wiring. You have to call an electrician. You know, just those little things that come up. Now you have some money aside that you were hoping that you could, hang out with your men. Them. But guess what? You have responsibilities. And the most serious one of all, your child just falls sick. Your child falls sick. At some point, you're like, wow, did I really sign up for this? Or was I prepared for this? And then you just feel, sometimes you feel like you're unable to enjoy your money. That's from a selfish perspective. You're like, this is my money and I cannot enjoy it because you have responsibilities. So I think that finances has a very big role to play. You understand? Because now you have to make sure, you have to be very intentional about hanging out. You're like, I am going to keep this money. I am going to hang out with my people. And then another thing too comes into play, mom guilt.
Yes.
Mom guilt. I remember when my first child was about 4 months old and I really just wanted to be out of the house. And my mom and my mother-in-law are always around, thank God. So, and I don't do exclusive breastfeeding. From day one, I give you a bottle. With the way my work is, it's not easy to do exclusive. So I'm like, okay.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each, for real, girl, yes. For real. I mean, from the start, I couldn't. Breastfeeding, you're back. Well, that's another topic. So I went out that day and I was uncomfortable. I was just like, I want to go home. Because I was so guilty, I felt like I was abandoning my child. But you know what, Musi, I'll tell you this. In as much as watching Coco Melon and singing with your children is quite interesting, you need adult time. You need to, you need to be able to leave them and don't feel guilty. Leave them and enjoy yourself. When you get out of the house and you hang out with your girls, it's therapeutic. You come back refreshed. At some point, I thought I was a lion. I was just screaming at my kids, don't. I mean, it really got to that point. I'm like, don't. Jesus Christ, the noise, the everything, because I was leaving that every day. Work, house, work. I needed to balance it up. Yeah.
So it's really about balancing.
It's about balancing.
So have you had any main challenges in terms of maintaining your adult friendships amidst being a wife, a mom? Like, can you give us some instances and the ways that you manage those challenges?
All right. A friend of mine reached out to me some time ago, and she was like, "Bi, the way you have abandoned me." She wrote a long message. I was like, "Girl, don't do this. Life is happening to both of us. If you don't hear from me, send me a message. How are you? What's up? I hope everything is okay." Because that's how I talk with my friends. If I realize that I haven't spoken to a friend, I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot between work and life. It becomes so difficult for you to manage your friends and for you to reach out to them. So when you can, reach out to them and be nice. Like we earlier on highlighted, life's challenges are happening in every aspect of life. People are dealing with things. So this girl, I told her that you don't do that. When I want to reach out to my friends, I'm like, "Hey girl, what's up? How is adulthood treating you? Are you about to die? Are you dead?" And we'll laugh. And then when you laugh, I mean, it breaks the ice. Then we can start talking.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I spoke to my friend just today, and she was like, "I have had a horrible day." That's just what she told me. She's like, "It's been difficult dealing with her. One of her kids is sick." She's like, dealing with the kids. Everything is just hard.
Where?
Do I came to her inbox? "Are you dead? Have the children killed you?" So she was like, she needed it. So I think that one of the ways is just to come in a nice manner and tell
Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Because what I generally do is, and I know I might be feeling abandoned by my friend, and it might even be it, but my expectations are not high.
Yeah.
So when I'm writing to you, I'm like, the way I have abandoned you. Meanwhile, what I'm actually feeling in my heart is that
you have abandoned me.
So that's the method I use, and it breaks the ice.
Yeah,
and if it's somebody that is also objective, the person will be like, "Whoa, am I not the one that's abandoned you?" And then we take off from there.
Yeah.
But people have a lot of expectations. People want you to be at the beck and call. Meanwhile, they cannot even offer you that.
They can't.
Okay, so basically, from what you say, maintaining adult friendships is about understanding from the other person's perspective. Okay, about bringing in politics.
Girl, you have to. God, there are times that I forgot one of my friend's birthdays. I was like, "Hey, Regina, see my life. Work has dealt with me. I'm still in the office. But for real, that day was so difficult. My head. I was like, this is me. I'm still in the office. I am so sorry. I apologize. I was like, Jesus Christ, because I can be petty like that. If you forget my birthday, I'll be mad at you.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially if we're close. If I'm not close to you, you don't need to bother. But I mean, it's not like you should post me, but wish me happy birthday. I feel special on my birthday.
I said like a special okay because that's like another topic. Because it's not by being an adult that birthdays are not really a thing to me. I think getting old has instead made me consider birthdays. When I was younger, I would rather make you feel special on your birthday, but if I don't, then you should not attack me because I'm not expecting anything from you on my birthday. But recently, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, when we're younger, you see in our class, our ex-student class, what kind of clothes we have a bond. So you see on one person's birthday, everybody, or most of those that are active on WhatsApp will post that person. But recently, it's a click thingy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? We're growing up. People are understanding that not everybody is their friend. People are understanding that they for person, we they for you.
Obviously.
To the extent that one of, like, what we're discussing, one of the persons in the discussion was like, now what she does is on your birthday, if she sees maybe on your status that you have posted me, that is my birthday, she goes back to my chat with her to her own birthday to check the date and how I wished her happy birthday and she wishes it the same way.
Thank you. I thought now I'm happy that I am not alone in this, because I thought I had a problem. I do it. I'll go and write my birthday and I check if you wished me happy birthday.
And the way you wished it and the time you wished it.
Yes, I will not, I will not even bother. I used to say I'm very petty, but I do this because I just feel like I cannot be going out
of my way to make you feel special.
I know my own day you brushed under the carpet.
Yes.
Energy for energy, aura for aura.
Okay.
We're going to do that. I cannot even afford to. I cannot do this. I beg.
So another thing is when you get married, your friends start complaining that you're not gisting them again, like you're not giving them the juicy gist. So I feel like there's a thin line between gisting my friend and actually maintaining the privacy or the confidentiality of my marriage. So I don't know what you think about it. Like, have you had those kind of situations where your friends are like, since we're married, you know, gist you again, you know, we don't vibe like that?
First of all, I'm very grateful for the kind of friends that I have. My friends don't pry. Honestly, they don't. Sometimes I feel like maybe it's because of my personality. They are able to understand that I cannot talk about certain things in my marriage to them. And honestly speaking, okay, let me just ask you a question. Sorry, I'm interviewing you here on your podcast.
Have a blast.
I don't know if you've ever heard when mothers or older people will tell you that there are things that a roof covers. Yeah, they say it in pidgin English. Yeah. Now, zinc the cover house. And secondly, there are things that you and your husband or you and your partner have to work on. If you start telling your friends everything, your husband will look like a clown very soon. Because you will even feel like a fool, because there are things that you people could work out together without necessarily adding a third party to it. So it is not everything. There are some very silly things that I could just tell my friends and we'll laugh about. Things that are not harmful in any way, you know. But then when it comes to the depth of your marriage, you should be very careful who you share information with. That is not to say you don't trust your friends, but you have to understand that at some point, you have to protect your home. Because I can be mad at my husband today for using this teacup, and I tell you, and tomorrow, I understand why he used this teacup. Am I supposed to come and tell you that, oh no, what I told you right,
he used the teacup. He go explain tire. And I don't have feelings for your husband, so I will not understand. I will not understand the way you did.
And that is it. And tomorrow, you know, your friend will pity you. At some point, like, you want to suffer. Don't mind all the nonsense.
Marriage says better pass our own way. He master the take teacup.
The take teacup user.
Or he broke teacup, something.
So that is it. I mean, honestly speaking, there are times that something has happened and you're so mad that you want to tell somebody. I'll tell you one time I was so mad that I had to take my phone, my MTN, and then I recorded and sent to my Orange. I just really didn't want to talk about it. At that time, I was so pissed. I knew that if I call my mom or my mother-in-law, I'll recount the story in a way that will annoy me or in a way that is going to take things to another level. So I had to learn to calm down and just talk about it later. So I feel like when it comes to sharing information with your friends, you should be very careful on the kind of information you share. Yes, don't. I'm not telling people, Martin.
And I think the way you, from my observation, the way you go about it is you talk a lot. You say a lot of things, but you're not saying the things that's
good.
I think that's something that sanguines have in common.
Yeah.
We are the life of the party. We're saying a lot of things, but we're not telling you
what it is.
We're not telling you the important things or the things that matter in our lives.
That is it.
So it's like we are with you and we are bonding and all, but we're just being shallow, basically.
And the truth is, maybe if at the time that I just got married, I had one friend who I could talk to at the time who was also married, maybe I would have said things to them. But I was like, why am I carrying this thing and telling my friend that is chopping life? she's enjoying her life. She has her own things to worry about.
You're carrying your burden to
I wouldn't.
put on
Yeah,
her.
I don't like to burden people. If I complain about something, Musi, it is here. I'll swallow it. I will talk alone. I'll grumble. I'll do sports. I'll do something. I'll walk. But I just feel like other people are going through their own things. For me to take this and burden you with, nah, I'll deal with it. Yeah.
So in the light of that, what do you think about people that, women that get married and it's obvious that their behaviors have changed? Like, it's glaring. As in, if she's here and was just fine, as her husband comes in, she starts adjusting her dress and not talking. Or you ask her a simple question like, have you finished your glass of wine? She's looking at you that kind. Why are you telling my husband I've drank wine? So what do you say about those kind of situations? Like, how does it, what does it say of you, your personality, you the wife?
Why are you lying to yourself? What are you doing?
So what should she do? She's already married.
Just imagine that we're having this conversation. My husband walks in and I start doing this.
We'll just cut that part.
What's that? It's giving abuse. Oh.
It's giving toxic.
No. You cannot be your real self around the person you married. Then why did you marry that person?
I don't know.
If your husband is going to see a new you after, I want to coin it well. I'm a bubbly person. I'm so bubbly. If I am not bubbly, it means I'm mad at you. You understand? And as the person who is married to me, you have to know that if B is not talking, it means something is wrong. There's a problem. But I mean, we will not be sitting here and chatting, and then the husband comes in and you're acting. What is that? What did you marry?
It's love, it's respect, like maintaining your independence while being dependent on your husband. Spouse, yeah.
It's love and respect.
It's love and respect.
Now, wow. Anyway, to each their definition of love and respect.
To each their own.
So, okay, let me take an example. If I'm drinking here and my husband gets in now, I'll start trying to hide the cup.
Yes, or you give the impression that maybe you're drinking something else.
Huh? Why?
Because you have had that discussion with him, and for the sake of the marriage, because you want to protect the marriage, you have told him that, okay, I'll not drink again, for instance.
Okay.
And then since you told him that I'll not drink again now, since you told him that you will not drink again, now he has to, he doesn't have to meet you in a situation where you're drinking, especially in front of people. Like, it's disrespectful to him and all of that. Well, I think this is like a whole other topic.
I think, anyway, you know what? At the end of the day, right, every marriage has its rules.
Yes.
So I understand what you're saying perfectly. Every marriage has its rules. So what may seem normal in my marriage can be very abnormal in somebody's marriage. And I always say, whatever rocks your boat, as long as it brings you peace at home, do it. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay,
so before we call it a day, do you have anything to tell us? How do we maintain our adult friendships?
Okay, I am no expert on friendships, but I'll just tell you what has been working for me so far. I try to reach out to my friends. Look, I love my friends. Who they'll tell you? I just really have a, how do I explain? I don't want to say a funny way of showing it. I hate being emotional. Let me put it that way. But I love my friends. And I make sure that, do you know that I talk to my friends every day?
Like how many friends?
The people I'm close to.
I mean, it can be like how many?
3.
Reasonable. Feasible.
I have 3 people that I talk to every. I'm apart from my mom and my brother, and you know.
Okay, so you talk to those 3 plus your mom, your brother, your husband, your.
Yes.
That's already like 10.
That's already like 10. Every single day, I tell you, and even if it's just, what's up? How far? Hope you're okay. Hope you're not dead. I just try to reach out to them. I'll leave the message, and you know, even if you come and reply after a day, just know that I am thinking about you. That's how it works for me. I try, and if I don't, the truth is, you know, when you're reaching out and somebody's reaching out to you, I think that my friends and I have come to an understanding where we understand ourselves so well that Sometimes I feel like it's mental telepathy. I'm thinking about you and I want to write to you and you're writing to me. This is working out for us. No matter how busy, I'll tell you this. My friend was in labor and she was writing to me. My friend was in the labor room and she sent me a selfie saying, I'm in labor.
Même prière.
I'm telling you, she sent me a selfie shot, I'm in labor. You understand? So you can imagine the depth of it. Even when she put to bed, her husband was like, she was insisting that write BI. So the husband wrote and said she should not be able to talk for this time. So my friends, let me just say, if my friend knows that she's not going to be available for a day, she's like, BI, I'll not be available for a day. So if you write to me, know that I'll not be available, but then I'll come and respond to you.
Like, it's really.
So we're trying.
It's huge.
Yeah, we're really trying. It's not easy, because sometimes it's just like, oh Jesus, I want to sleep. But you have to remember that these people are there for you because they love you. You have to love them. And as we age, our friendships break, they reduce. You realize that you started off with, let's just say, 20 friends, and now you have under 5.
That's even one other question I want to ask, because people will probably put in all their acquaintances and everybody inside this friendship. So, well, maybe it's while maturing that you know your people.
True.
But, like, are your friends like the people you talk to every day, or that the people you consider, or is it like a mutual consideration?
I would say it's a mutual consideration.
What if you have friends that you consider to a certain extent and they don't consider you that way?
If I feel the energy, I leave you now. And a blood pact. You feel the energy, you understand? No be oath will take them. And that is the thing. It is just, have you ever just felt like you should sit?
It's off.
Yes,
like something is
off. I'll take like 10 steps back. Cut off is my You see me and cut off. If I feel that I am not wanted in your life, I'll help you so you don't have to bother yourself. I'll take a step back. But my people, I know my people. And my people know me. So I don't get that energy from them. There are times that I reach out to a friend who is going through a lot. She's like, my love, just hold on. Let me pray and then come and talk to you. I'm not available now, but I'll tell you what's happening after. I know that something is happening. And I don't pressure you to tell me. If you come back and you don't talk about it, we continue. I know that you've found a way to let go. Because sometimes your friend is going through something and she doesn't want to tell you, and you don't have to force it. Because you're not supposed to know everything that is happening in that person's life. Be it a married or a single person. There are things that people want to deal with on their own. The person should just know that she has you at the end of the day. I could be going through something. I'm like, hey, girl, this is a bad time. Let me just go. She's like, okay, all right, my love, I understand. And it ends like that. Then now, I could just reach out. She's like, are you okay now? Say, just pick up. If I wanted to tell her, I will tell her. She knows that I don't want to tell her, so she will let it go. But in her mind, she knows that you have looked for a way to deal with it. So.
Okay, thank you very much, Regina Cox.
You're welcome, girl. You're welcome.
It was so great having you here. Like, we enjoyed. I was stuck to your lips, like. Donc, coucou mes amis, c'est Moussi de Tea or Coffee with Moussi. Aujourd'hui, nous avons reçu ma copine, Bi. Et nous avons passé un agréable moment ensemble. En fait, nous discutions sur le sujet, comment maintenir les amitiés adultes malgré les changements qui se produisent dans la vie. Ce que je retiens de cette causerie, c'est que pour pouvoir maintenir ces relations, il faut communiquer, il faut être plus ouvert, il faut se mettre à la place de l'autre personne. Donc en réalité, les changements qui se produisent tels que le mariage, tels que des emplois, des voyages et tout autre aspect des accouchements sont naturels. Mais maintenant, pour pouvoir toujours rester amis ou copines ou copains avec des personnes qui sont importantes, il faut savoir le faire. Donc j'espère que vous avez apprécié chaque instant comme moi je l'ai fait. Et vraiment, merci ma chérie.
Anytime, spouse, anytime.
Bisous.